All right, guys, I'm finally back with another update on the Jeep. It is currently Halloween as I'm recording this. My dog's got a nice little costume. Well, I guess you can't see it, but he's got a nice little costume. Updates. So the engine is in the Jeep. I'm currently standing in. Get out of here. Engine is in. Pretty much everything hooked up, obviously, other than the accessories. But I can't find the upstream O2 sensor connector. I guess I'll find it later, but everything's coming together on it. The whole engine's together. It's been sitting out here for a while. Had a lot going on, so I've been having to put it on the back corner. But the main part is the engine's in, transmission's in, transfer case, drive shaft. I say drive shaft because the front one's not in, but I'll do that whenever I'm able to get it to work and put it on a lift. Everything has been going pretty smoothly, except for putting it in. We ended up having to hook the front of the engine only and have the back of the transmission. We pulled the whole engine and transmission as one. We had to put a jack under the transmission in order to hold the butt end of it up so that it could kind of slide in. My engine crane kept bottoming out right here, so it wouldn't go any further in, and this engine is pretty far in. My knees are at the frame here, and I could barely touch the thermostat housing. So we had to hook up the front of the engine. I think I did it through here, this eyelet here, and maybe one of these. I think I used this one because it just looks stronger than these. So I ended up doing that, and it worked out fairly well. We had to use a wedge and kind of pry it in, but it definitely worked. And that is the smallest engine crane they have at Hobo Freight. So seems like it worked pretty well. We're out here for hours trying to get this thing in here, but it ended up going in. Right now, I'm just buttoning everything up. Spark plug's got to be plugged in. Little trick if you don't know, if you want to know which bank it is, the cylinder that's furthest forward will be bank 1. So that'll be cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ford does it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really depends on the make, year, make, model, whatever. But I know for a fact every engine, the furthest forward is going to be cylinder 1. So we have all of the accessories in the shed. I gotta get those, but I'm gonna continue hooking everything up, and I don't know, we'll see how far we get. I know I broke a ground strap from the from the body to the engine block, so I gotta run to the parts store and get one, but that shouldn't be too bad. But it's coming together, so first start should be soon. I don't know if it'll be in this video or the next one, but let me get some of this together and I'll get some of it on video, what I can. I'm kind of recording one-handed, so I'll see what I can do. To grab the intake, so after about an hour and a half of looking throughout the house, I finally found the freaking intake seals. I did some spring cleaning not too long ago, and it was me who cleaned the living room, where these were at. I had like a box of all the parts I ordered. And of course I had no idea where I put the box, and the box was a lot smaller because the engine's basically put back together. Let's see. Put all these in here. Perfect. And then we put it on the engine. Okay, so intake is sitting on here. Seems like it's a little bit warped. It moves when you press down on this point. That's okay, it's plastic. It'll mold into shape, right? Trying to see. I know there's a hose that goes in the back of this, right on that nipple there. So I'm trying to find it. I almost want to say it comes from the brake booster. Right here. Should anyway. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. Duh. Okay. So, as long as I route this correctly, I think it goes under. Not too sure. We're gonna put it under anyway. And get it over there. Perfect. Right to the nipple. Kind of hard to let you guys see it, but should be. Come on. Come on. You know what? This is why I leave the intake loose. Move that back. There we go. That's on. Line that back up. Forgot what goes here, but luckily I got my Jeep with the same exact engine there for reference. So, and I know something was going to go back on the back of the head here, so now that's going to be a pain in the absolute neck to do. But it's got to get done. So we'll grab those parts and then we'll get back to it. I don't know how I'm going to record me putting the EGR in, because it goes way the freak down in there. So I'm gonna place you guys in a somewhat decent location. Well, you guys aren't gonna see crap from that, but at least it's something. Move my light here. I love how bright this light is, but you cannot get it to stay anywhere you want it to. All it is like, it's meant for the floor, so it's a horrible choice of light for this, but it's the only light I got, so gotta work with what you got. So this EGR tube goes in there like this. The connector faces the driver's side of the Jeep. The tube portion that I'm showing you now faces the passenger side. So, and yes, I did have to look at my Jeep. Figured I should probably clean it off first. See if I can get this down in there. That is going to be a tight fit. Some people say the 3.8 liter is a trash engine. I wouldn't say it's trash. I only say that because we have caravans come in with 1 million miles on them, just coming in for their next oil change, and they got the 3.8. I think it's actually a pretty decent motor. Just very underpowered for an application like this. But, come on. A good rule of thumb is the size of the engine and the lower the horsepower, the more reliable it's going to be. So, just keep that in mind. I'll take reliability over power any day. And I say that as I'm rebuilding the quote-unquote more reliable engine, but gotta do what you gotta do. Well, that's just an awful spot. I can't even get my fingers around that. I'm gonna try to tighten the other one. Maybe. I don't even know if it's in there. It feels like it. Oh, there we go. Gotta like hold it up with some. There we go. Somewhat. Still can't turn it. Okay. Well, let me figure out how to do this. I think I somewhat got it. So, I did say somewhat, didn't I? I'm having to flip this wrench around. What a great view. My dog's starting to get bored, which is quite different for a Australian Shepherd. He's a mini though, so maybe it's different for them. I don't know. Come on. I don't have a ratcheting wrench this size, so I am cooked, and I am not going to show you guys this whole thing because that would be the most boring 20 minutes ever. I'm not going to sit here and just freaking talk the whole time, so don't worry. Just wait a couple minutes here so I can kind of show you what I'm doing. Oh, that was one good turn there. Oh, I guess a quarter turn. Ooh, another one. Yay. This is on the passenger side head, so it's on the back of the passenger side head. Absolute awful location. I also have the EGR tube that connects to this. That is probably going to be another pain in the neck, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes. Let's see if that top one feels like it's in. Probably going to tighten it and then it's going to cross thread, but we'll find out here. Nope, we're good, I think. Yeah, we're good. All right, I'm gonna tighten the rest of this. Let me show you guys what I'm doing really quick. EGR tube, that's where the tube goes. And then, well, I guess I can't get a good picture, but that's where it's bolting into on the back of the head. So, give me a minute. All right, so let me fix my zoom. I've been fighting with that EGR for 30 minutes now. The bottom one's tight, the top one I cannot get to without a ratcheting as well as pivoting wrench. So I'm calling it quits for the night. In the meantime, I went ahead and bolted the intake down. It's nice and tight. We got, oh, I can complete something else here. And plug in the throttle body. There we go. That this connector's messed up, but whatever. I'll fix that later. I don't have the time for that right now. I planned on relooming the harness, but patience is a virtue that I don't have time for. Intake's on. The EGR is halfway on. I need a ratcheting wrench and pivoting wrench for that. And I think that is all good. I broke a ground strap, this one here. This goes to the side of the block, so I need to run to the parts store anyway, so I can get one from there. So with that being said, final stretch. I'm honestly gonna do the the first start on this thing with the with all the accessories on it, but no grill. So I just want to start it up, fire it up, just make sure it runs before going any further. So that'll be interesting. I'll make sure to record it. Still have a couple of things to do before I do that though, so again, I'm not going to let it run for too long because I won't have coolant going through it, but I'm getting very, very, very close. Looks like I broke the oil pressure sensor too, which I have an extra one on the 2 bad timing covers that I have in there, so. But everything's coming together smoothly. I wanted to get the EGR tube on tonight, but I figured that would get in the way of me getting to that top bolt, so I figured I'll just leave it off. But, oh, I got this fuel line on. I found out that this needs to be to the right of the trans dipstick. The trans dipstick is way too far this way for some odd reason. So I think it probably bent or something while going in. I'm having trouble bending it back, but nonetheless, I'll figure it out. We'll get it right, at least somewhat. I don't know if it goes that way. I don't know if it goes this way. I don't know where it goes. Usually I could go off of that one for reference, but that one's a manual, so it does not have a dipstick. So anyway, I'm calling it quits for the night. And then I should be out here tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. If I post a video, great. If I don't, oh well. But y'all have a good rest of your night. It's ticking a lot. Boy, those lifters are freaking ticking. But it's running. Can't let it run for too long without any coolant going through it. But we got oil pressure. It's running good too. I mean, it's a solid idle.